Who was the first Antichrist on earth? How was his life ended? Let's go through this story together. Dear brothers and sisters, today we are embarking on a fascinating exploration of the captivating story of Nimrod, a mysterious figure whose influence extends far beyond the biblical accounts. Join us on this remarkable journey as we uncover the enigmatic legacy of this individual who, according to the book of Genesis, was the grandson of Ham and the great-grandson of Noah. His tale is filled with power, challenges, and mysticism. Before we proceed, we invite you to watch our video and share it, allowing more people to join us in the discovery and study of the scriptures. Through this exploration, we will learn more about Nimrod, the sovereign responsible for the construction of the Tower of Babel, often associated with being the first Antichrist. Thus, Nimrod, the king who built the Tower of Babel, represents the first Antichrist. As we delve into Genesis chapter 10, we encounter Nimrod, introduced as one of the early notable leaders after the Great Flood. His lineage is so significant that it resonates in the stories of Babel and the attempted assassination of Abraham. But who exactly was this man who dared to challenge the heavens by erecting the Tower of Babel? Described as a skillful hunter before the Lord Nimrod established his kingdom in Babel, Erech, and Calneh in the land of Shinar, a region of great prosperity. However, it also faced post-flood challenges. With an audacious spirit, Nimrod not only founded cities but also forged an entire civilization. His saga continued with the expansion into Assyria, where he erected monumental cities like Nineveh, which became symbols of progress but also paradoxically represented moral decay. These cities, marked by idolatrous practices, reflect the complexity of humanity and the clash between faith and ambition. The biblical accounts draw a compelling parallel between Nimrod's cities and the early foundations of Cain's lineage before the flood. These references go beyond mere geographical landmarks. They serve as testimonies of humanity's initial attempts to create order in the chaotic post-cataclysmic world. The fertile land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers promised prosperity, but also concealed dangers in the form of wild animals that threatened the peaceful existence of the people. Nimrod, with his dark skin inherited from Cush and his imposing stature, stood out as a protector and provider, an almost mythical figure who dominated and united his people against natural threats. His influence was so extensive that even today, his name evokes stories of bravery and power. His reign, characterized by strength and hunting prowess, is emblematic of the human desire for security and social structure. Under his leadership, the first organized societies emerged, along with the concept of a unified kingdom under a monarch. Nimrod's legacy extends beyond mere physical strength. His astuteness in leading people and establishing an organized kingdom is a testament to his visionary leadership. Fortified cities rose under his command, providing refuge and prosperity within the protective shadows of their towering walls. Why settle for dispersion when unity can be achieved? This was Nimrod's philosophy. He not only proposed it but also executed the construction of fortresses, not merely as protective measures but as symbols of a kingdom seeking something beyond mere survival. His ambition was to make an enduring impact on human history. The Bible immortalizes Nimrod, not only as the creator of cities, but also as the founder of an empire that dared to challenge the heavens with the Tower of Babel. This audacious act continues to resonate even today, occurring in a time when the world was still recovering from a cataclysmic flood. Nimrod became a symbol of human resilience in the land of Babel, a place nourished and enriched by the receding waters of the Great Flood. He established a kingdom recognized as the first in the Bible's sacred scriptures, representing not just power but also human ingenuity and audacity. However, Nimrod's legacy was not solely measured by his territorial conquests or his impressive architectural achievements. Scripture warns us about his rebellious spirit, describing him as a mighty hunter before the Lord, a phrase in Hebrew that implies tyranny. The term rebellion is associated with Nimrod, emphasizing his defiance. According to the Jewish encyclopedia, he incited rebellion against the divine, making him a historical figure who embodies idolatrous and repugnant practices. In the dark pages of history, Nimrod is often considered the prototype of the Antichrist, representing the opposite of monotheistic values. Tradition also mentions his wife Semiramis, who was elevated to divinity by the Babylonians after Nimrod's death. During that time, access to nobility was secured through sacrifices, and there were accounts of rituals involving human sacrifices as a gruesome tribute to obtain privileges and favors. The worship of Moloch, where children were believed to be sacrificed by fire, generated division among the Babylonians, with some agreeing and others refuting this practice. Eventually, Nimrod met his demise. The consequences of these acts reverberated through generations, leaving a legacy of shadows and mysteries within Nimrod's lineage and the construction of the Tower of Babel. In this context, we encounter the primal conflict between vanity and transcendence within humanity. Flavius Josephus, the historian, suggests that Nimrod built the tower not only as a fortress against future floods but also as an act of divine vengeance, challenging the heavens. The original flood, as recounted in Genesis, occurred due to human wickedness and rebellion. By proceeding with the tower's construction, Nimrod perpetuated this legacy of disobedience, refusing to acknowledge divine authority. He convinced his people that their prosperity was solely the result of their own efforts, denying the existence of a higher power. Nimrod's pride and persuasive tactics serve as a primordial example of the consequences when humanity strays from a genuine connection with the divine. The biblical narrative invites us to reflect on the true source of our prosperity and our actions in the world. The climax of the Tower of Babel story reveals a God who intervenes to thwart human plans. The confusion of languages imposed by the Creator is not merely a punishment but a redirection, demonstrating that no human endeavor, no matter how grand, can prevail over divine will. The dispersion of languages and peoples serves as a potent reminder of God's sovereignty over all things and emphasizes that true human strength lies in living in harmony with divine designs rather than attempting to supplant them. All of this unfolded in ancient Mesopotamia, where mighty rivers inscribed the destiny of emerging civilizations. Nimrod, the priest and king of Babylon, concludes his earthly journey after 2015 years. The dramatic end of Nimrod, as recounted in legends and stories intertwined with scriptures, is marked by a symbolic act, the dismemberment of his body. This practice, also found in the Bible, Judges, and Samuel 11:7, foreshadows the dispersal of his legacy after his death. Following Nimrod's demise, his enigmatic widow Semiramis ascends as the regent of the Babylonian throne. Mythology and history intertwine in her reign, proclaiming Nimrod as a solar deity, a power maneuver conceived in the ancient halls of power. With skillful manipulation, Semiramis transforms her sins of betrayal and adultery into myth. Her newborn son Tammuz is presented as the incarnation of Nimrod, establishing a cycle of deification and immortality in the fertile territory of Babel, later known as Babylon. The remarkable Sumerian civilization emerges, predating the Great Flood, known for its advanced knowledge in laws, urban planning, writing, and multidisciplinary wisdom. Babylon, the successor of this civilization, sequentially influences Egypt, solidifying its position as the oldest known civilization. Nevertheless, Babylon becomes synonymous with practices that future generations would condemn: idolatry, divination, enchantments, and various transgressions against divine law. The names of Nimrod and Babylon resonate through the ages as symbols of moral and spiritual decline, their fame persisting in different aspects of cultures and mythologies worldwide. Nimrod's echo can be found in heroic figures like Gilgamesh and Hercules, permeating the collective imagination as not merely a historical character, but as an archetype of the hero challenging the gods. Midrash, Jewish texts exploring biblical interpretation, mention Nimrod's opposition to patriarchal figures like Abraham, although the historicity of these encounters remains mysterious. Within this narrative of power, rebellion, and divinity, what stands out is Nimrod's extraordinary ability to influence both history and mythology, shaping humanity's perception of the sacred and the profane. Nimrod, whether seen as a tyrant, monarch, god, or Antichrist, invites us to reflect on our own understanding of the divine and the complexities of human history. As we conclude this chapter of history, we are prompted to contemplate these passages of the Bible, which not only narrate events but also shape our perception of civilization, culture, and faith over millennia. Nimrod's story serves as a window into understanding human ascent and its endless quests for meaning and power. If you were already familiar with Nimrod's story, please leave your comments here, and don't forget to like and share our video. We appreciate those of you who have watched until this point, and may God bless you.